welcome to another video from Lessons in Logic. Today we will be looking at the premium content in Sports IQ. This is known as Sports IQ Pro. If you want to see the free elements of Sports IQ, please watch our video, which should be linked now at the top of the screen. Sports IQ Pro costs £10 per month or £120 per year. With the annual subscription you get 2 months free, so 14 months for the price of 12. All prices shown are all inclusive, there are no hidden extras. You can cancel at any time if you decide the platform is not for you. Without further ado, let's take a deep dive into Sports IQ Pro. Starting from the home screen, you can immediately see all of the strategies you have created. You may remember that in the free version, the screen showed an example of what you could do in terms of these strategies. These strategies along the top are now live. You can instantly see how many upcoming games meet the criteria you've specified. If we take a look at the layover 4.5 goal strategy, you can see there are 30 games upcoming that meet the criteria I've specified. Clicking the number of games will take you into the particular strategy, and you can see the criteria we've set here. So as you can see, we've got over 8 games played, and in this particular strategy I'm looking for over 2.5 goals in the game to happen less than 60% of the time, and the goal sense, which if you remember is an indicator of the likelihood of goals, also to be less than or equal to 65, because in this strategy we don't want goals. We may, well, with a bit of back testing, decide that this 60% is too high and may want to reduce that further, but that's what the back testing is for. So if we scroll down, we can see all of the games which are upcoming which meet this criteria. So we can see the amount of games played, the over 2.5 goals average, which we wanted at under 60%, and the goal sense, which we wanted under 65. So we can see all of these games meet that criteria. So what we've got selected at the top, although it may not be profitable, it's consistent with the games which the software has selected for us. So once we have our games, we can drill into them, and this gives us all of the stats on that particular game. This is the same kind of stats as we saw in the free version in our previous video, so I won't go through all of these now, but please do watch the free video if you want to get an understanding into what all of these measures mean. To the left of the games that meet our criteria, we can see that we can add the games to our trading list. So to do that, we just tick in the boxes, and that puts them into the profit and loss section of the software. So if we was to go up to there now, then we can see all the games that we've just selected there, and what we can do is we can indicate once the game has been played how much profit and how much loss we've made on each of these games, and the software will give you a cumulative total then of how your trading journey is going. So if we just enter these in quickly, so we can see there that our cumulative position at the moment is £35 and 8p in profit, and we can filter that as well on various preset time periods, last 7 days, this year, or you can do a custom range as well if you have just brought a new strategy on board since say 2 weeks ago, and you can set the dates for that and see how that is behaving. Again, in the search box, if you've got a particular strategy, you can put the name in there. We've got the same strategy here for all of them, but if you was to have multiple ones set up, let's put one in fact. Let's go for first half goal, and we'll just pick a couple of those. So now in here, if we just search for FH, then we can see the 2 games for our first half goal strategy. And we can export this information to either a CSV or an Excel file for further analysis should we wish to. Now we have our strategy, it makes sense to test how it would have performed on previous games. It is important to note that this is no guarantee it will be profitable in future, but you want some confidence that your strategy has some chance of being profitable. By running the backtest, we can set the scenario. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick the second half goal strategy here, which is one that I've just made up for testing purposes. So again, we're looking for games played over 8, and we're looking for over 60% of the goals scored between the 46th and the 90th minute. And in this case, I've put the form of the home team to be averaging over 1.5 points a game. So kind of looking for a strong home favourite where goals are hopefully more likely. And what we're looking for is the average of the over 1.5 goals being greater than 55%. We could add the goal sense in there as well, which we probably should do thinking about it. But what we're looking for is goals in the match, in the second half, any score in the first half, and we're looking for over 0.5 goals in that time period, so the second half. And if we click run back testing, this is going to quickly go through the database and give us any games, well, give us all games and an indication of whether they meet that criteria or not. So we can see the numbers are going up as the calculations are coming through. So we're looking at 80% success rate at the moment. So we'll let that finish. So 78.4% success rate, and that's just looking at any game with a goal in the second half. Now we could leave it at that and go ahead and trade, or we can refine this further. So let's see what happens when the home team is winning at half time. And we run that through again. So we can see that it's increased slightly to 79.18% success rate when the home team is winning at half time. Let's try it for the away team. So as we can see, that when the away team is leading at half time, the success rate of this strategy is 80.99%. So that is interesting. That tells us that this strategy performs better when the away team is actually leading at half time. But as well as just saying if they're leading or not, we can actually look at exact scores. So let's try the same strategy with 0-0 at half time and see how that performs. So 0-0 at half time, this strategy performs quite poorly in respect to the other kind of scenarios that we've just tested, 74.73%. So you're probably not going to want to get onto this without further research when the score is 0-0 at half time, because it doesn't seem like as profitable a scenario as some of the other situations. So let's go back to the away team winning and let's see if we can get this strategy to perform even better than the 80.99% we had earlier. So what we can do is we can sort the table below in terms of success. So we want to get rid of the leagues where the performance is very poor. Now, to start with, we'll ignore the games where there's very few games. I mean, obviously 0 is not going to affect anything if we remove that. So if we come down and we can see we've got France League 1's got 3 games, Turkey 3, and the Championship and League 2 have got 5 apiece. And we'll remove Bulgaria as well because that's got 4. Again, these are not massive sample sizes, but it kind of proves the point, and you can play around with this yourself. So if we expand the leagues and we get rid of the Bulgarian first, and we get rid of English League 2 and English Championship, and there was France League 1, and the other one was Turkey League 1, I believe. So now if we rerun the same test without those leagues, let's see what difference that makes. So we now have an 83.38% success rate when the away team are winning at half time, and we've removed 5 leagues that we've identified as being poor for this strategy. You can see there are many scenarios you can play around with to get your strategy returning the best profits possible, and that is the fun of using the software. So looking at the tools section of the software, you can see at the moment we've got 2 simulators in here. The football simulator is exactly the same one that is on the Trading in the Market website. which you can use for free. There has been an Excel version of this sold, which you can buy from another so-called pro trader for hundreds of pounds. We've highlighted the flaws of his premium content several times on our X pages, so you should know to stay well away from paying for those simulators, because they're just not worth the money. But how it works is you put your bets into the market, and you can go forward either a minute at a time, 5 minutes at a time, and see if goals gone in there, or 10 minutes at a time, and you can see your position in the market is being updated as we go. So we've already lost on the under 1.5 goals, and it looks like we're going to lose on the match odds on this one as well. In fact, we're going to lose badly on there, so we've lost our £200 on that one. The correct score simulator, it makes its debut in Sports IQ Pro. This web version isn't seen anywhere else on the internet as a web application, and it's ideal for testing out either single score strategies or Dutch-in multiple scores. So if you were doing the TTM 3-0 correct score, then you put on that, so we'd win 2,100 if 3-0 came in, and lose £100 on any other score. But obviously we're not staying in for the whole game, we're just in for the first goal. So we'd have lost it all on that one. Let's try it again on a different game. So 3-0. And we'll go through, and we've lost it on that one as well. So we'll go for 3-0 for the home team. And there's our goal. So if we go back to when the goal was scored, and then we can cash out our profits on that one, which is, there you go, £69.70. So that's how you'd use this to test the 3-0 strategy. Now what you can do as well is you can Dutch it. So Napoli look like they're the strong team here, so let's go 1-1, 1-2, 1-0, and let's go 0-2 as well. Just random scores, and if we Dutch them, then it puts them in the market with equal returns. So we'd lose £100 if everything else came in, or we'd make 206.76 if one of those 4 scores came in. So let's play through the game. We'll go through 5 minutes at a time. So the away team goes 1-0 up, which we've got. So the 1-0 for the home team is automatically dead in the water. So we can either keep this running as it is, or we could lay the 0-1 and put some more money on the other scores. But let's just keep it going just for simplicity. So there's no more goals, so we could cash out for £38 in this instance. And if we take it through to the end, it actually finished 4-1, which we hadn't got, so we did the right thing to cash out. And again, you can test scenarios like this with this software very easily and very quickly, and it will show straight away if you've got a strategy which potentially is going to be profitable. So do make use of that, certainly. So the football simulator, even if you're not a paid member, you can get that from the Trade in the Market site anyway, so anyone can play with that. So that's a good look around the pro version of the application. New features are sure to come on board over the coming weeks. To get all this in the product from launch is impressive, considering all other web offerings have been around for over 10 years and still don't have the backtesting feature. If you feel that you can't justify paying for the pro version, remember there is the free version you can use without even signing up, so there's plenty here for everyone. And even if you do sign up for the pro version and don't like it, you can cancel at any time, so what have you got to lose? If you've enjoyed watching this video and want to see similar content in future, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.